There was once a 17-year-old boy named Eli. He was thin, quiet, and had the look of someone who had seen too much too young. He lived in a small, forgotten town where the sky always seemed too gray and the people too tired. Eli had a secret. Every night, after everyone was asleep, he ran. No phone, no music. Just his breath and the silence of the road. He didn't run for fun. He ran because it was the only time he didn't feel weak. His father was a drunk. His mother was gone. School was hell. And his mind, his own mind, was his worst enemy. It whispered every day, "You're nothing. You'll never make it. You're soft. A failure." And some nights, Eli believed it. But other nights, he ran. And he ran until his legs shook, until his lungs burned, until he couldn't feel his body, just the pain. But to Eli, pain meant progress. One rainy morning, Eli found a book at a dusty bookstore. The title caught his eye. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. He read it in one sitting. Goggins talked about something called the 40% rule, that when you feel like you can't go on, you've only done 40% of what you're capable of. That number hit Eli like a punch in the chest. Only 40%? Then what's the other 60%? He realized he'd been living safe. He'd been living soft. He thought pain was the edge, but it was just the start. From that day forward, Eli didn't just run, he trained. He made a decision, a stupid one, everyone said. He signed up for the Ironman triathlon, a 2.4-mile swim, a 112-mile bike ride, then a full marathon, 26.2 miles. People laughed in his face. You can't even afford proper shoes. You've never been in a race. You'll collapse. Even his own voice tried to talk him out of it. They're right. You'll embarrass yourself. This is insane. But then he remembered the 40% rule, and he whispered back, "Let's find out what I'm really made of." The race day arrived. He had no support team, no fancy bike. His shoes were secondhand, but he stood at the start line anyway. The swim nearly killed him. He swallowed water, panicked, almost quit, but he didn't. The bike ride tore into his thighs. His chain broke halfway through. He fixed it with shaky hands, but he didn't quit. And the marathon, it was hell. At mile 14, his feet were bleeding. At mile 20, he collapsed. At mile 23, he started hallucinating. And at mile 24, the medics begged him to stop. "You'll pass out. You're done. Listen to your body." But Eli didn't listen. He thought about every night he cried, every bruise he hid, every time someone said, "You can't." And then he smiled. "You don't know me," he whispered. "I'm not done." He stood up and he ran. He crossed the finish line 16 hours after he started. Last place. No cheers, no medals, no news. But to Eli, it was everything. Because for the first time in his life, he knew, "I'm not broken. I'm unbreakable." The next morning, still limping, Eli found an envelope in his locker at school. It had no name, just 4 words written on it. "You saved my life." Inside was a note from another student, a quiet girl named Nina. She had been planning to take her life that weekend, but then she saw Eli, bloody, barely able to walk, still showing up, still smiling. She wrote, "I saw someone who had every reason to quit and didn't. If you can survive what you've been through, maybe I can too." Eli cried in the empty hallway. He had trained to survive. He didn't know he was inspiring someone else to live. Eli kept going. He joined the military. Later, he became an ultra-endurance athlete, just like Goggins. He traveled, trained, and spoke to thousands of people, but he never bragged. When people asked him why he did it, he always said the same thing. "I wanted to know how far I could go. And I still don't know, because most people live at 40%, and I refuse to be most people." Moral lesson: you are stronger than you think. Pain is not the end, it's the beginning. Fear is not a wall, it's a door. And discomfort is not your enemy, it's your invitation. Eli was not special, he was broken, but he chose to keep moving, and that choice made him unbreakable. Remember this: you are capable of far more than you think, but you'll never find out until you dare to suffer, to hurt, to get comfortable being uncomfortable.